All right, I'll read back a little bit here. Okay. I didn't know at the time, but it was kind of a Muslim chess game to sacrifice certain pieces to rout out and checkmate a king. In this case, the burning of certain scriptures of the Quran was set up was to set up a trap in order to identify those who dared expose Islam on the internet. Kind of like Obama killing terrorist Muslims in Pakistan as a way to make it look like he wasn't associated with Al Qaeda or the Muslim Brotherhood. Yeah, to make it look like he was associated with Al Qaeda, when actually he was personally responsible every time Al Qaeda replaced a dictator, ensuring the entrenchment of Islamic Sharia law. Well, as I said, I was one of those who fell into this Muslim trap. I was one of those who gave my name. However, I had spent enough time studying that flash drive to know not to give my address. That was when my anti-Islam, that was when many anti-Islam people on the internet quit using their handles and started using their real names, trying to be as brave as Hannah Reinhardt had been. Well, that was when they suddenly fell silent, as if they were all gone in one big swoop. I believe they were either killed or arrested by our government, who, as you know, is getting a lot of money from Saudi Arabia. About that time, everyone was falling silent. I started getting death threats over the phone telling me that if I didn't pull off my anti-Islam videos, I could expect to have Allahu Akbar screamed in my ears. I took that as code for having my head sawed off. Well, when my car was firebombed, I knew it was time for me. I knew it was over for me. I had to radically change my life. I had to quit my teaching job and separate myself from my wife and kids. I knew my family was in danger. You see, even though I didn't give my address, well, how many Daniel Kabashis are out there teaching high school science, which I had foolishly let them know I was doing in my videos? It would be easy for them to find me. Daniel, what a nightmare. How did you find out that a mosque was paying this lady? Asked Ali. Daniel thought for a while and said, well, I'm not 100% sure, but it just seems strange that after everyone fell silent, Reinhardt made a video that attacked the notion of the Trinity. True Christians believe in the Trinity, and here she was preaching a Muslim point of view. Also, she's still alive, yet never attacks Islam now. So that's why I think she was being paid to give her name and address right after burning evil parts of the Quran. One giveaway for me that she wasn't totally serious is that when she exposed how Quran 434 allows men to beat their wives, she totally skipped the fact that In Quran 434, a man is able to beat his wife just if he just fears rebellion from her. That a Muslim's wife that a Muslim wife can be totally innocent and is allowed to be beaten if her husband even fears, her husband allowed to be beaten if her husband even fears rebellion from her. Said Sally as in thought. From what you described earlier, it sounds like your boyfriend will make a good Muslim when Islam takes over, Daniel postulated. You mean if, don't you? Asked Sally. If? Asked Daniel. It is taking over. As days pass, the more I think what I'm doing is in vain. So you're married? Sally asked. So you're married? Sally changed the subject. Yes, I guess you could say that. Yes, I guess you could say that flash drive in your hand not only made it so my life is now iffy, it also pretty much destroyed my marriage. I'm still married to a fine woman and have great kids, but as long as, but as a long distance trucker making trucker money, it's as if my wife and kids are taken from me. I had to get in trucking though, because if I'm in one place, I'm like a sitting duck. And again, who knows what they might use next. My family could be in the crosshairs if they tried to take me out. I feel they will be safe with me being out of their life and instead out on the road. They're not really happy about it, but I thought, hey, if everyone is in demitude and no one is trying to expose the real Islam that Muslims fight tooth and nail to hide, there is no hope for the world whatsoever. So you could say I have mixed feelings. Here. I'm safer being a trucker. My family's safer. However, today the Muslims almost got me, and this isn't the first time. I doubt it will be the last. Shelley shook her head. This is unbelievable. I feel like I'm in some kind of bad dream I hope to wake up from. Sally then asked, you mentioned the government. You think the government made some of those anti-Islam people, Daniel corrected Daniel. Anti-Islam people. Well, you think they arrested them? Probably. Some of them, said Daniel. Questioning Muslims about Islam on the internet is now considered a hate crime. America is almost completely under Sharia law now. I knew this day was coming when if you said Islam was responsible for bringing down the Sears Tower. Sears Tower? Asked Sally. I was born in Chicago. Oh, the Willis Tower will always be Sears Tower to me. Anyway, I knew this day was coming when if you said Islam was responsible for bringing down the Willis Tower, you were called racist and hateful by our president. By the way, it was the destruction of the Willis Tower that got the sub out of substitute teaching for a while, and why he became a trucker. For one thing, he lost his fiancée in the Sears Willis Tower nuke attack. The sub had a bunch of CDs containing all the videos on the flash drive, along with some that weren't on the flash drive. And as revenge on what Islam had done to his fiancée and those in the Willis Tower, he trucked all over America, setting up CDs containing data on how to question and destroy Islam. Whenever he stopped at a truck stop or a rest area, he'd sneak paper plates with CDs attached to it and place in on a sink or in the window of a restroom in the hopes he'd create his own sleeper cells. One day, he hoped they would be activated. Yeah, one day he hoped they would be activated. Um, he hoped by giving them a code he created. But he's dead now, burned up in his house after getting back into substitute teaching. After reading his journal, I think I know where he went wrong with the paper plates and CDs. Sally remembered the paper plates and CDs she had seen in the back of Daniel's sleeper berth. She said, "But you are doing it, aren't you?" Daniel smiled and said, "Yes, I'm doing it now. But I'm doing it different from the way he did it. In spite of the government's hope, in spite of the government's huge effort to brainwash the public into believing Islam is peaceful, tolerant, and the religion to believe and be a part of, and that terror is only caused by evil people and is in Muslim name only, well, many people deep down are smart enough to not buy it. Many deep down, I believe, think Islam is a problem and that they are being lied to by by the president and those in power. Slowly but surely, they are coming to believe, like me, that those in power are being paid huge amounts of Saudi money to only say Islam is peaceful and tolerant, to say that it's only a lot of evil people killing in the name of Allah to make Islam look bad. So, since there is a rational fear toward Islam in many, well, guess what I do when guess what I do that is different with those paper plates and CDs? What? Asked Sally. Well, the sub used one paper plate. I used two. He taped one CD to one paper plate and put it up in a restroom or in a rest stop, fireplace, or barbecue stand, calling it Project Phoenix. He hoped that instead of burning them, someone might take it home to play it. I use one CD and stick to restrooms of rest stops and of rest stops and truck stops only. But after taping a CD to the inside of a paper plate, I put a marble with the with yeah with the CD. Then I staple on another plate, sealing the marble inside the packet made of paper plates. Both plates have Arabic writing on the outside of them. Next, I place them in a trucker's restroom or a rest stop. Maybe someone will maybe someone will oh, yeah, maybe someone will, yeah, I've got to stop this right now because this is screwed up. I need to fix it up here, so I'll stop it right here.